On the 15th of November, Russia launched a revenge terror bombing for the losing of Kherson. Russia shot out more than 90 missiles towards Ukraine, all of which are stated on these photos. They also used drones, out of which Ukraine was able to shoot down more than 70. The target was Ukrainian electrical and water infrastructure, civilian infrastructure. And as of now, there are nationwide blackouts in Ukraine and also Moldova. Yesterday, we got reports that supposedly 2 of Russia's missiles got lost on the way and landed outside of the rural Polish village of Przewodo. I'm sorry for butchering this name. About 4 miles or 6.5 kilometers from the Ukrainian western border. There were 2 Polish casualties. Polish authorities immediately went to the site and they described the missile as Russian-made. There's not much information about the missiles out there yet. What are the options here? What could have happened? It could be a Russian missile that got lost on the way, because Russian missiles are not known for their highest quality and highest accuracy, but it also could be a Ukrainian S-300 anti-air system that shot its missile to intercept a Russian missile, lost the target and then flew to Poland. All of these missiles are also made in Russia. Today, United States officials are coming out with an information that they think it might have been a Ukrainian S-300 anti-air missile. Biden summoned the G7 and present NATO members to a meeting this morning in Bali. They're all in Bali because of G20 to discuss the incident in Poland. Poland has ordered its armed forces to high alert and has summoned a security meeting. Article 4 of NATO states this: the parties will consult together whenever any of them have the opinion that the territorial integrity, political independence or the security of any party is threatened. This has been in effect already, but as of today Warsaw actually withdrew its request for Article 4. I know many of you want to go ballistic in the comments about NATO Article 5, and to you I will just show a post from Adam Something channel. What does this incident not mean? World War III, NATO Article 5. What does this probably mean? More hardware to Ukraine, more sanctions to Russia, more air defense to Poland, and also more air defense to Ukraine, yes. Estonian foreign minister stated that they are ready to defend every inch of NATO territory. I'm glad to hear such statements from my country. I will keep you posted about this incident in Poland, but now let's check out what's going on in Ukraine. Some things have happened throughout tonight, so let's jump to the military map to look at the situation. With this new front line on the Dnipro River, Ukraine can affect a huge new area with HIMARS, as can be seen in this photo. HIMARS has about 80 kilometers range, which is something like that. I'm playing around with it, but almost to the northern part of Crimea HIMARS can get to. This leaves Russia in a very horrible state, because there is only one large road from Mariupol, this one here that follows this road, to Crimea. That is not under Ukrainian artillery. All of the railroad is under Ukrainian artillery, and this single road is supposed to do the logistics of the entire southern Russian invasion force. This is a death blow to already crippled Russian logistics. Russians right now are feverishly moving their bases, ammunition storages and gathering points further away from the Kherson front, further away where the HIMARS cannot hit them. But this means they have to bring them almost to the northern part of Crimea, because everything else HIMARS can hit. There are some cryptic messages coming from the Ukrainian Telegram that Ukrainians are moving towards Oleshki. This city here. It's like a sister city of Kherson next to it. This is all unconfirmed. I'm just giving you what I read from Telegram. Supposedly Ukrainians are planning to take this Oleshki on the left bank of Dnieper. If true, then Ukrainians are pushing really fast and aggressively into the left bank and pushing Russians towards the northern part of Crimea. There are also reports of explosions in Sevastopol, right here in Crimea. This is not confirmed, but we have one video coming from Sevastopol. I'll leave all of this up to you to decide if true or not. Time will tell. I cannot confirm anything. In the northern front, we have reports from Russian telegrams that Ukrainians have renewed their push in the Kremina-Rubizhne area right here. Supposedly Kremina is attacked right from the forest by Ukrainian forces, and Svatove fell under Ukrainian artillery fire. According to Ukrainian telegram channels, Russia now begins to evacuate civilians from Kremina and Rubizhne and Severodonetsk. What happened last time when Russia evacuated civilians? Kherson was taken. So if Russia evacuates now these 3 cities, it gives us an idea of how Russia sees themselves in this fight. Not very confident. They're anticipating losing these areas. So look out for the push towards Severodonetsk. Something big is happening here. My friends, today we actually have a sponsor, and it is your favorite, Rehi, coming your way. I'm not an Estonian soldier anymore, or an Estonian YouTuber. I am now a Lord of Scotland, and these are my lands. Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom, where landowners, such as myself, are referred to as lairds, or lords and ladies in English. They allow people to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest, so that you can call yourself a lord or a lady. Bow before me, peasant. Off with your head. I'm supposed to be a nice lord. Off with your head. Your certificate features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. It makes a great last-minute gift. They even have couple packs that come with adjoining plots of land. You could officially change your name to Lord or Lady and get it on your credit card, plane tickets, etc. if your country allows it. You can even get it on your dating profiles. I mean, have you seen some lords up in Tinder? You're gonna be the first. Established Titles is committed to planting a tree with every order. It is a fun, novel way to help preserve the picturesque woodlands and biodiversity of Scotland while supporting global afforestation efforts. Established Titles is actually running a massive sale right now. Plus, if you use the code Estonian69, yeah, I'm not kidding you, the code is Estonian69, you get an additional 10% off. Established Titles told me that the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot, within a few minutes of walking. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own little kingdom. Go to establishedtitles.com/Estonian69 to get your gifts now and help support the channel. The United Nations General Assembly approved the resolution of Russia to be held accountable for the invasion of Ukraine. This includes paying reparations. In favor, 94 votes, against 14 votes, 73 did not vote at all. This includes the possibility of using frozen Russian assets in the EU and in the USA to be allocated towards Ukraine to repair the country and to be used as war reparation payments. Ukraine needs these funds and Russia does not deserve them, and that's a huge amount of money. We're talking about 500 billion USD if we combine the EU Russian assets and the USA Russian assets. Today the G20 meeting commenced in Indonesia. Russia was represented by Lavrov, Russian foreign minister. There were some notable instances. For example, how the world leaders had an issue with taking the group friendship photo because nobody felt comfortable on the same photo with Lavrov. Almost all of the speakers condoned the conflict. Lavrov was supposedly hospitalized before the summit due to heart issues. Russian state channels of course denied this. I'll leave you to find out the truth. Yesterday, all day, this factory near Moscow in Podolsk was burning. It produces electro-hydraulic gear that can be used in the military but also in the civilian industries. A very important factory. I don't know what's up with it, but Russians do smoke a lot and they need to be more careful with it because you can set things ablaze. Like you gotta watch out where you put your cigarette, you know. These are the countries that officially recognize Russia as a terrorist state. As you can see, most of these countries are countries that suffered most under the Soviet Union. These countries know Russian world the best. I think EU should listen more. We know we have been there, never again. My friends, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. Go and check out my podcast channel, link in the description below. Next podcast will be with Ryan Forrest, or Agendit Commando. He is a British commando. That's coming out in 3 days. Or go and check out my Instagram, also in the description below. Or become a patron of the channel. Until my next video, Slava Ukraini. Some Estonians are trying to remain neutral and I get mad, I get so triggered. If I hear anybody, I don't feel like talking about this war, it's not really connecting to me. I feel like yelling. It's like, since, I mean, I'm not in Ukraine, but I watch people die every day in these videos, so I'm invested in it mentally and I feel like you are invested in it, because if it's not for Ukraine, it's us, you know. So,
Yeah. Because again, you know what this Russian world is, what it brings, and you definitely don't want it in your country. And at some point, we Ukrainians, we started, all this crazy story protecting ourselves, and now we like finishing this story protecting the whole civilized world against Russian world.
yes.
Because one of the reasons was that all the decent people around the world supported Ukraine. And then we realized that if Ukraine falls, Russia will go further. It will go deeper into Europe, deeper westwards, deeper eastwards, and a lot of people will suffer as much as we do right now. And that's another reason why a lot of people joined those international units in Ukraine. So at this point, Ukraine is basically a shield for the whole Europe, protecting it against those Russian barbarians.